Welcome to the Crannog Centre, where today we're going to be walking about a tour of an Iron Age dwelling with historic exhibitions, crafts and music demonstrations.
You ride the finest horse I've ever seen.
Well, we're out nice and bright. Nice, bright and bushy-tailed. Sun's not quite out yet, but let's see where we end up. It's fucking stole these 20 pence.
Fucking rager.
I can't if I can see, it's dark in here. Well, we're currently at the Crannog Centre, so let's go and see what they've got to offer. You excited, son?
Eh? Before we go into the museum, I'll tell a little bit about what's been happening out here. We opened up in April this year, following a disastrous fire we had in 2021, where that building unfortunately burnt down. That was our original Crannog. It was an electrical fault, nobody was to blame, it happened. More than likely, funnily enough, it was one of the smoke detectors. Anyway,
Irony.
I know, you couldn't make it up. We decided that it wasn't going to beat us, we were going to see if we could get enough money together to build a new Crannog. And later on that year we found ourselves with £5 million in the bank, which was a pleasant surprise. We weren't expecting to get that. There was one couple walked in not long after the fire. I swear they could only, if they were, be about 20 years old. This young guy and his girlfriend, I thought. And she got the big Coots and Co checkbook out and said, I want you to have this. And she gives a cheque for 50,000 just like that. And walked back out. She didn't even want a tour of the place or anything. And it cashed. So we weren't expecting, it was just out this. The magic number is 8%. If you can get it to round about that, you've got a sword worth keeping. Too much tin, your sword will become brittle. And you could be fighting with someone, you clash swords, yours shatters, and you're left there holding the handle awaiting your fate. You don't want that to happen. And then maybe 2 or 3% lead. And what the lead does to it is when it's molten, it makes it far easier to pour. It's much more fluid. You can pour it into more intricate molds. It's heavier than it looks. It doesn't really look up to much, it's not that exciting looking. It could be of international significance if we can prove what it is what we think it is. It's got little notches cut across the top of it, and it looks very much like the bridge for a stringed musical instrument. If it is, it will be the oldest piece of stringed musical instrument ever to have been found in Western Europe. It was found here in Lotte. I mean, I could say it is right now, and you only have to say back to me 2 words. Prove it. That's why I come unstuck, because you can't. 3 years ago, and not long after the fire, it was at the old site, we were still doing tours of the museum and everything. I had about 35 people on a tour, it was a big tour. And there was a man standing with his wife, and I was talking to this, and I could see he was getting more and more interested. And eventually he walked out from everyone else, and he turned around and he introduced himself. He was a professor of music from the Royal Academy of Music in London. A very highly regarded person. And he looked at us for a few seconds and he turned around to everyone and said, I have every confidence, I have without a shadow of a doubt in my mind that this is the bridge for a stringed musical instrument. So I said to him, that's great, I'll just go and get a pen and a piece of paper, and if you could just write that down, sign your name underneath it, we'll put it in that space right there. He said, well, I'm not doing that. I said, why not? He said, well, what if it isn't? I said, but you just said it was. What it is we've had quite a few people like that in here. None of them will sign it off because they're all scared that one day somebody might walk in here one day and say, nonsense, I'll show you what that's for. And it might be nothing to do with a string musical instrument. Personally, I can't think of what else it could have been used for. Someone might know. It could have been used for making a nice swirly design in a clay pot. Right, last case. You see there.
Hello everybody! Hello!
That's Katrina. I'll leave in her capable hands.
To begin with, and I'll give you a little bit of an introduction. Okay, it's lovely to see you all. Just come this way.
Oh. Warm in there.
Just come in this bit here for a minute.
No, sounds good.
Did you enjoy the museum?
Ah, it was good, yeah.
You did, good. Good, good, good. Well, as you've just been into the museum, we have to do a little bit of an educational thing on the end of that, okay? So, John would have told you about the Iron Age and the Bronze Age, and then there was an age when they started to cure meat. Do you know what that age was? Anybody? The sausage! So, yes, we have to do our housekeeping. As you would have known, that if you've been on different training things and whatever, this is our little breakdown of what you need to know. Okay, so to begin with, season's greetings to you all and welcome to our fun. Please be very careful not to fall on your bum. Hear our tales of long ago and maybe sing a song. Eat some food, make new friends and have a little drink. Hopefully you won't eat too much because you'll make a stink. Okay? So that is all the housework done. Alright, so does anybody... Okay.
This is Rudy's favourite one.
Rudolph the red-nosed
Come on, son.
reindeer had a very shiny nose.
He's not up for it.
And if you ever saw him,
He's loving it.
you would even say it glows. Very good, very good.
Ah, quite raj, quite raj. What do you think? What do you think? Class. How we doing?
Good. Not burnt myself today.
No, not yet anyway.
Good start.
Is this like melting the iron or?
I'm not that hot yet.
Oh right, get in there.
Saying that, I need to heat that up some more. Let me explain a bit of what I'm doing. So I'm making a very Iron Age accurate bottle opener.
Bottle opener, alright.
It's not very accurate. And one of the kind of J hooks, the one with the leaf head there.
One of these.
It's made out of steel, which same thing, it's iron more or less.
It just makes it a bit easier to
It has a
burn.
minuscule difference in the carbon content.
Right.
With modern steels, you're talking maybe a quarter or a half percentage point in the carbon content. And before they get into this, they're working other metals. They're coppers and bronzes. You have all that. That's malachite, a very pure type of copper ore.
Best puppet show in the world. Are we ready?
He's a very good puppet show.
So that's it. Is that a raw or? Oh, that was heavy. Eh?
Yeah, it's a very pure type of ore. You don't really get that long loctite. You typically have to go down to Great Orme in northern Wales for that. It's just a very good prop to hand round.
Ah.
The type you get down the lock is more of a pyrite like fool's gold, but you can still get the copper out of it.
Right. And is it that green colour as well when you
No,
find
it's
it?
more of a rock thing.
More like that type of one.
Given it's a pyrite.
So I've seen sort of similar to that before.
Yeah.
Definitely seen ones like that.
It's got counterintuitively, it has a higher melting point than bronze because the tin lowers it down so much.
Right.
Tin, you're probably going to cast it over 1,000 degrees. Tin, it's 200.
Right.
We've casted. It's at this height so people can see what I'm doing and for health and safety reasons.
Let's make some hot cider.
Hot cider.
Toast the year that's going.
I'm diving today. So I better know.
Good to you then.
I better know.
A mouthful.
I'm not driving, I've got to lift him.
No, I've got a fair drive home.
Yeah. And this is made with what the materials they'd have. We did a bit of what's called ethnoarchaeology to put this together. You look at living cultures and use them as a bit of a base to see how people may have done things in the past. Not a perfect method, but it works for crafts like this quite well. We looked specifically at examples in Sudan for this. It's just made with clay, sand and horse dung. Basically the straw and the horse dung
Alright, and
bolted
it's
together.
just a mix it.
Sand with clay for the heat, because you're typically working iron about 1,060 degrees Celsius. You'd also have this iron bloom, so you can see there's the rusting bits there. That's where the metal goes, along with some other impurities and slag. To work
You
that
can
out,
see it now, eh?
you have to beat the living daylights out of it with a big wooden mallet. Metalworking's a lot of heating things up in here. Hammers and mallets.
I think that was the old way, and then they went to a metal hammer. You know, use a metal one.
This is based.
So aye, definitely a different wee adventure today. But it's quite cool in there. It's quite cool, I'm liking it. So aye, I don't know how much he's heard around the museum and whatnot, but hope he's got some information out that. We're now just got to make our way around all the wee buildings and see what the boys are up to. that boy was making some, what was he making? A bottle opener. Some bottle openers and that. So, see what else everyone's doing. Here it is though, the Crannog. Can you go down there? I think you can. So that's where they're building the new one, son. Definitely need to come back when some of these are open. Boy says they're building 3 along the lock. So we'll go and see if we can find the spot of the other ones. There's one of the boats. We're in the magical mystery tour of the woodlands. This is all wee fire pits and that. This is minted. See, it's got like the wee print on the stone. See them? The wee prints on them. Don't know if we're actually meant to be down here, but we've made our way down anyway. See what's going on. Hello! So aye, folk are just working here like full time, just making stuff and making sheds and that. I want to get a job here, mate. I actually want to get a job here. How fucking quality would that be? Like, that boy's just sitting, keeping a fire going all day. So, there's more paths along there, but that's outside. So maybe check that out after. But aye, if Crannog Centre, if you're watching this video, fucking I'll send my CV in.
No, it's not.
That's how the fucking building's bolted in, because they said that they move it. Or they're going to move it. Oh, that's not held very well, eh?
No.
Or maybe that runs... Oh, I think it's so the water trickles down the metal. It is, eh?
Aye.
That's quite cool, that. That's quite cool.
You can see it there, look.
The water like trickles down it. That's minted. Let's go see what he's up to. Games. Oh, there's like games and all that. Alright.
How are we doing?
Aye, not too bad, aye, as well.
Just go for a quick nosy round now.
Aye, just having a wee look round. Never been here before. Aye, it definitely wasn't a day for the hills anyway. Bloody like 80-mile-an-hour winds up there today.
Yeah, oh gosh.
So I was sticking
Tomorrow
a...
morning, I think, a bit further west.
Aye, that's kind of where we were looking, so...
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
So, yeah, so this is obviously the woodworking shop, so...
This is my type of...
technologies.
My
So,
type of thing. Alright, so this is starting a fire here.
Actually,
No.
a weekend had to go out, I haven't had a chance to fix it yet, but it's actually a stone hole boring tool,
Alright.
which I've lost the drill for it. So
Is that so?
much as easy to mind, so.
Is that how they were making the weights, like?
Yeah, that's where the weights are on it. So what happens is, this goes into here, so we can get it to pop in, and you lift the weights up, and then you tie this around it.
Aye, and just like you would a fire sort of thing,
Yeah,
eh?
it's exactly the same thing. It'll probably cause a lot of friction as well. And then once you've got that all set up, you put your stone in, you put a bit of sand in the stone, and then you pull it back.
And the sand makes the
Yeah.
cutting, does the cutting
That's
for
right,
you.
yeah. So you do get through it eventually, because there's one that
Yeah.
was done before, just as a good old traditional Blue Peter. And they've actually found stones with this kind of hole in it, so with the turn mark, so this is why they think they use this technology.
Ah,
But
so
to
if
drill
I
a
ever see
hole,
something like that,
yeah, it would take about a week.
oh, just through that stone there.
Just do that
Bloody hell.
sort of stone there, so just to keep doing it. So you'd have a bloody good reason to have a
Yeah.
hole in the stone, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? How many do you want? 3. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
See you in a month. We'll get a day off. Yeah, so that's what this machine here is. Oh, excuse me, eyes are watering on that. So then the other thing, which obviously I think would be really handy tool, is a lathe. You just being able to.
Oh, aye,
turn
so that's
stuff.
like a foot lathe. That's pretty cool, that actually, eh?
Yeah. Like this.
Ah, that was
I'm
well
not a
good.
lathe person, but that's basically the idea.
Yeah, yeah, no.
They reckon originally they might have had it so that they had a thing on here before, like a pulley, and somebody would just pull a rope.
Right, rather than the foot
But
pedal.
the guy was saying that, you know, in the family, maybe about 20 people, everybody had a job. So if you've got somebody just pulling a rope all day, it's a bit of a waste of time. Their
Aye.
skills or whatever.
No, that's quite a good design, that, with
yeah,
the foot
so
pedal.
with this,
That's
because
quite...
it's got the spring, it does it all
With the
for you,
stem.
What
so
would that do then?
it's a lathe. You have a cutter on here, don't you? Chisel
Oh,
for
right,
it.
right.
So yeah, so you're going to turn the wood, So I mean, you can make bowls, anything really.
Make their dowels for the roofs.
Yeah. So the one I found really interesting, because I'm actually joining the trade.
Nah, so am I myself, like.
All right, well, you love all this.
That's what.
It's tools I've never used before.
Sorry, that's good
So
passion.
this thing here is called a through.
Alright.
So what you do with this is making badly a chest as a set of shelf, but really I'm just trying to play with the tools. But I have had to revert back to chisels and stuff, but they did have that stuff,
Yeah.
But bizarrely what I did find was, when you're cutting a housing joint, one of the housing I was cutting, which this one here is too narrow for me to get, I don't have a chisel narrow enough for me to get in there. So I was just using my knife to just as a chisel, and it actually works really well.
Just picking a wee bit at a time.
Because you're going sharp and then pushing through,
Yep.
it splits it quite well. So they would always have a knife on them, So anyway, back to what I was saying. So we're looking for sort of like 4-inch timbers. 2x2s. So everything I did yesterday, for example, that lump of wood here, yesterday started as
A tree
piece of
trunk,
timber, So to square it off, you use the fruit. So I'm showing something earlier, I had it on there, just kept bounced. So you put your bit of wood on. So that you can see this is a bit not very straight.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so what you can use here, so it's a normal axe would have your axe head in the centre of your
Aye.
yeah. So you notice that one,
Oh, aye.
it's a one-sided axe. So as you're cutting down the wood
So you're hitting it.
Literally.
I see what you.
at the edge of the wood,
So you're no catching.
yeah, so you sort of, you can down straighten this. I think I've got a knot here, that's the trouble,
Yeah.
but it does work.
No, that's cool, that.
So that's a way of sort of straightening your wood, because it's sort of very much on the edge, But then you decide you want to have.
Because you're just going to dig into it with a normal one, eh?
Well,
You're
that's
just
right.
gonna...
Yeah, you're going to hit it at an angle,
Yeah.
and then once you straighten it, it splits out. So this is where this comes in. So you want a bit, say, 2-inch timber. So you pick up a mallet, a Fred Flintstone mallet. You decide where that wants to go.
Is that knot there? That's quite a nice bit of timber, that, there.
This is cherry. I've got loads of it kicking about. So you got your edges.
It's like almost perfectly square, eh?
Yeah, I mean, you are obviously by the grain.
Yeah.
So then you can split that to there. Obviously, the thinner you go, the easier it will get. Again, that knot, I think.
I see my shoes on this thing.
Is one of these?
Oh, right, I've seen one of them
Yeah.
before, aye.
Well, come and have a go, because it's really quite interesting. So you've got your bench here, so your adjustment is the wedge underneath, so you can move that back and forward.
Alright.
So you put that in, put your feet there, so you can bring that
Oh,
a
and
bit
that's
more to
wedging
you.
it in, aye.
And then what you can do, you've got the knot here, obviously, which is going to cause you grief, There we go. It's actually really quite a cool
Does it matter which?
set.
Look at that way, yeah.
I think I had it the other way up. But you could try either, whichever's best for you. I think it's that way. See if this works. So yeah, push your feet on and that locks it.
I think it would be that way. That's quite good, that actually.
It's good, isn't it?
You're getting it, like,
Yeah, if you actually turn it here, you get that one.
almost smooth.
Yeah, it doesn't quite. I mean, I think the more you just really quick bit. That's the only thing I found is like, you know, when you turn it around and do the other end, you're going against the grain. Of course, your problem there is it just digs in.
You're the one to get this on the building site.
Yeah.
You do there all day trying to use this.
That bench would be great though. It's like an old-fashioned work, mate. Because I was doing some of these
What's
but
that?
on the edges, you know.
Give it a
Well, you take your finger off.
Sit back a little bit further away from it, and that's it.
Okay, you've got massive legs.
Cut my body in half.
Yeah, cut through.
Did you just think that?
Aye, so just like, if you want to just do a wee bit, do like the corner. And it's not as hard. When there's that knot at the bottom corner.
Yeah. Ah, that's causing the grief. Yeah, but I was noticing yesterday, you know, when you do this end, when you turn it, you're going against the grain.
Aye,
It's
aye.
insane all the time.
What I quite like about it though is it's like, the way it's clamped, it's,
Yeah.
you would think it would fall all the time in that, but it's
No.
absolutely solid,
Yeah,
eh? Like,
it's good. Yeah, no, it's
I've,
really
I've clamped a bit of wood onto like the side of a trestle, and you're trying to, you know,
Yeah.
muck about with the end of it, and it's just
Oh, yeah.
falling and jumping about and all
Yeah.
that, and it's actually holding it solid.
That's nuts, eh? That's mental.
I know. But I mean, the thing as you're saying about that table is, you know, you get quite big bits of wood.
Aye, you should put anything in.
Yeah, sorry. I'll just kick you out of the way. So with this bit, as you say, the more you bring that out, the greater your depth.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what I did as well, if you wanted to hold something flat on the bench, so if you wanted to have that there to do a mortise,
All right, aye.
make sure you put that in the right place. That.
Aye, and then you're,
You know, it's pretty solid. It's not perfect, but then you're cutting down the way, not.
and you're not getting
You know,
anything in the way and that.
it's, you know, with 2 feet on it, it's pretty solid.
No,
isn't it? So you're
definitely.
sitting down as
Aye.
opposed to standing.
I don't know which way would be the best way of cutting it.
That makes a lot of worse. Well, the knot's here, so if you cut it across that way, I think you'll find it's a lot easier.
Right through it.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the knot.
Aye, I know, that's probably why. Eh?
Yeah, but if you get, you
It's
can
got a nice bit,
yeah.
nice square bit.
But I mean, obviously you're only as good as the grain. You know what I mean? So. Just at the end, you know.
Aye,
Suppose you broke
cats
it,
in it.
but it's not far off a 2x2.
No,
You know what I
just
mean?
by eye. I like that, it was cool.
Yeah.
Aye, and then you go for this one.
That's it. Yeah. Please don't cut your fingers off. 'Cause
No, no.
they'll get cross.
Aye, that's it. It's quite rad to get at, eh? It's
Yeah. I mean, you kind of go in a little bit just to get you started. But
just in the slight angle, eh?
I mean, I think to be honest, if you were sort of using that regular,
Aye, you'd get good at it.
You get really clean edges.
It's like a hammer, eh?
Yeah.
The more
exactly.
you use it, the better you get. No, maybe we're going to twist him with that axe, but...
No, I'm not having a shot, like. I'll take my fingers off of it, man.
It's amazing, isn't it? You know, as you were saying, the more you did it, the better you would get. And you'd have pretty square sections of timber really kicking on.
That's the Crannog.
The Crannog's sitting on the water.
Aye, Crannog's in the water.
It's a house basically on a platform over the water. So I'll show you. They're in the process of building it. So you imagine something like this, but obviously with walls on
water,
yeah.
Stone walls, is it? How's that? Aye, I know, eh? It's got bloody bits everywhere. How the hell is it?
To Katie, she obviously was here when they built it, you know, and they had the post down, did all the timber work and then cut the posts.
Well, I was thinking that it's not really braced off much, is it? It's just held off like the dowels at the end.
I'm thinking it's the post holding the roof up, was the roof
That's
holding the
that's
post
kind of
up.
what I'm thinking. I'm like, what's holding what here?
Yeah.
It's no. Where's the weight resting on?
Yeah.
Them.
But they're just.
But they're in the ground though.
Oh, there's four.
There's
There's
transferred down, isn't it?
there's like
These
four
are
main
like
ones.
purling, isn't they?
Yeah,
Because you've got these, like that's
Yeah.
like a main one there.
Yeah. This is quite cool.
Aye, somebody spent some time on that. Eh?
Yeah, exactly.
That's some curve to it as well.
Yeah. I know.
Must have been a banana that tree.
Well, I think that's what they did. I mean, I know that when they built the ships, you know, the sort of the English warships, you know, they always used to go in the forest and look at a tree and go, yeah,
That's a nice curve for it.
That'll be the front
Aye.
of the ship, you know. I haven't really been involved in the build, but so at the end, when you see the two posts at the far end,
Yeah.
that's where the back of the Crannog's going to be. And so what they'll do is they'll put. You'll probably see it in the museum. There's pictures of it. There used to be one across the other side,
Yep.
but it burnt down.
Is that where the other
Yeah,
centre
that one
was
you see
over
over
there?
there,
Is that
yeah.
where they had that?
And it goes in around and it builds a big platform, and then they just build one of these on top of it. So, but they don't know why they did it. They don't know why they put so much effort. I mean, you could build a house
To do
here,
it so far out,
easier.
yeah.
So why go to all that effort? And
Just
I
with
mean,
the land,
protection, maybe.
The way of the
but-
land there's no much
Yeah.
flat land over here, is there?
well, there's that.
Especially before the road anyway, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But that tree there, that's some bloody thickness, that one. Look at that.
Oh, that. Never even noticed that.
That's massive, eh? Look at the rings on it, that's cool, that. So, I'll get a wee zoom on that.
So this
Oh,
is
it's
our
smoky in here.
Yeah. This is our textiles area. In here today we have face painting.
Oh no, another day.
Would you like some nice shimmery green?
No, I couldn't.
right,
I'd
fine.
end up stuck with it all day. Thank you though. He'd want some though.
No, no,
Really, I'll
no.
take some.
Are you sure?
I am fine.
Okay. So then,
You've got the warmest shed anyway out them all.
really,
You've got.
try the roundhouse with the puppet show.
Oh, I know. I can imagine that one's a bit warmer to be fair, but out of the ones we've been in anyway, this one's the warmest. No, I've never been much of a knitter, I have to admit. It's not my forte.
But knitting, did you say?
No, is this kind of the same thing? Or like
Probably
knitting?
not like
This
it.
one, no.
No.
This is how you make the yarn from having just fresh wool.
Oh, right. Ah, so this is like the first stage.
Spinner for beginners. So you guys enjoying yourselves so far?
It's been pretty good.
It's been good, eh?
Different anyway.
Where are you coming from?
So like Edinburgh,
Yeah.
sort
Okay.
of. Just outside of Edinburgh, but it's the easiest way of explaining it. Where are you from yourself?
Hungary.
Hungary. Oh, very nice. Is that? No, you weren't just there. Right?
Aye,
You
I
were
was.
close. It was Hungary.
Budapest.
It was Hungary. You were.
You were?
Yeah, last week.
Seriously? Budapest?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's where I lived.
Was that where you're from?
Well, I was born at a different city, but
Right.
I did live in Budapest
Alright.
before I came here. So, if you are right-handed, you would have the spindle in your right hand.
Uh-huh.
You would spin it, and it needs to be spinning all the time. So then you would pinch it,
Mm-hmm.
and sort
Ah.
of pull it, and then pinch it where you want it to be spun. Can you spin for me clockwise?
What was that? The other way.
Yep.
Hey,
Maybe a little bit.
more.
Yeah, more.
A better.
That is wild.
Oh, I can see it.
Yeah. And Iron Age people were experts at this, so they would be spinning when it was dark and they couldn't see no more.
Spin it again.
Yeah.
Okay, that's spin.
Did you do it anti-clockwise?
I don't know, did I? Did that
That
way?
was good.
I think I'm spinning the wrong way.
Give it a shoot.
It's hard to get. There we go, that's better.
Whoa, that's a good one.
It disappears.
Yeah.
Oh, that's well cool.
It's addictive.
Yeah, just sitting here all day doing that.
Yeah.
It's satisfying, when you see it.
Oh, that was near good.
That was it. And what, is that just like a ball of wool that you've got in your hand there? Aye?
Yeah.
Just that, straight for the...
And that's why it's a drop spindle.
So what's that? Is that it done? I don't know.
It broke.
Oh, right. Oh.
Is that done?
Yeah.
I don't
we're
know. The
done.
break? What? It just snapped off?
Yeah, but you would reattach this piece, and you would
And it
keep
just,
going.
I take it stays that tight into it, doesn't it? It doesn't
Yeah.
ungo, you know what I mean?
No.
Hey, pal. Hello, doggy.
And the other's got fast 14. Mine was me.
Someone say, hey, very good. All the way, all the fun.
Alright, just a guitar.
It's good. It's a loud. I like this one. I've got a couple of loud ones.
Oh, nice.
When I go on tour and I take a little tiny thing Takamine one.
On tour?
Yeah.
Alright.
I take that with me. Takamine. What's that? It's a maker of guitars. Alright. But it's about half that width, if that.
Alright.
And I use that for working out all my songs on and everything.
Is that acoustic?
I've had it for years.
Is it acoustic?
Yeah.
Ah, acoustic one.
It's got an electric acoustic.
Ah, right.
I don't think I've hardly got any that haven't got a pickup in pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's just I'm going bust with it and everything, that one.
Doug's in his chill fit.
Ride the finest horse I've ever seen. Standing 16, 1 or 2, eyes wild and blue. Ride her so well, hands light to the touch. I could never go with you no matter how I wanted to. Ride on, see you. I could never go with you no matter how I wanted to. Ride on, see you. I could never go with you no matter how I wanted to. Mark the truth for consequences on the map. A voice drifted up from the radio. I thought of a voice from long ago. You'll be the last to die for a mistake, the last to die for a mistake. Whose blood will spill, whose heart will break. You'll be the last to die for a mistake.
Well, that was interesting.
That was like
You know, enjoy yourself. Oh, it was amazing.
Have you enjoyed your visit to us?
Yes, no, it's been very good actually. It
So
has
are
been
you going
good.
to tell everybody that you meet?
Yeah, I know. It was somebody that told me about this place, so
Oh,
I
well,
definitely.
please, because we actually had, I said that to one set of customers and I hadn't realised because they were Australian.
All right.
And the man got up and he said, "Excuse me a minute," and he came back and he gave me a newspaper from Western Australia, where he lives, and it had a bit about the Crannog, the Scottish Crannog Centre, and you must visit. And that's why they came here.
Really?
Well,
That's
they
where
were
they
doing
found
a
it.
trip, but they
No.
decided they had to come.
That's quite cool.
So
that,
it's definitely good. So
Yeah.
everybody you meet,
Yep,
all
everybody.
right, don't forget.
No.
Get a new gentleman because you're both young and strong. We're looking for volunteers to help build the Crannog.
I know. I'm going to look into that. Actually.
So, more the merrier.
Aye.
All right?
No. Where do you find that? Just find out on the website.
Yes.
Find
Yeah.
information.
Or if you give your name at the front desk,
Mhm.
or your email address, and just leave that, and then they'll contact you.
All right,
Or
all
if you
right.
sign up for the newsletter, it'll give you an insight
Right.
into
Right.
how far how far we are,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
what bit you'd like to volunteer on.
Ah, no, I'll do that once I leave.
But that
Actually.
would be absolutely brilliant.
Ah.
It would be lovely to see you.
Ah, no,
Okay.
you do. Well, thanks a lot for that. Anyway.
That's okay.
We'll have a wee last look round, eh?
Yeah, that's fine.
Aye, thank you. I wanted to go see what that is over there. Oh, sweet fire pit. Hiya, how you doing?
Yes, you.
I was intrigued in this fire pit. Don't know. Smoker oven. Smoking the fish in that. Where do you?
Our smoker, so we've got some trout smoking in there at the moment.
Oh, do you? Where do you put it in?
There's two up top and there's one casualty that's fallen off and fallen down the bottom.
Oh, aye.
So I won't be serving that one. to
Oh,
the
so
public.
does the lid just pop
So
off?
basically, yeah, so what you know, I'll put my very RNA accurate mug down. Basically, this just pops off. And currently, I've got those. Yeah,
Oh,
have a
aye.
look. I've got those balanced on a board at the moment, basically because this is my first time using
Wooden
it.
board?
Yeah, the wooden board.
I
So it's
can't see that one.
basically over a frame.
Oh,
and
but
a
the
really
fire's
high-
no actually
Yeah,
under
so
it,
the
is
fire's
it?
just in there, so we're just using the heat and the smoke
Yeah,
to
yeah,
come up
yeah.
into there. Now I'm hoping the flavour from the board will impart into the fish as well.
Ah,
It's
right.
been marinated in honey and salt. These are both
What kind of
flavours.
wood is it? Special anything?
So I'm trying to keep it to the hardwood. So we're my board itself is oak. The wood that I'm trying to make sure just goes on here. This is larch for making sure it stays alive, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to use that very minimally. What we had a couple of ash trees that we had ash dye back in, so I'm using all the wood from that, and that's what's going in. So I'm
Right.
smoking it using that. We've also got a bit of cherry wood and a bit of oak wood going in there as well. So it's a bit of a combination.
Yeah, everything.
We're just having a bit of an experiment, seeing what happens.
See how it goes.
Yeah.
So how long roughly do you think it'll take till it's
I don't know.
no?
When I've done it on the fire before, it takes anything between 20 minutes to an hour.
Right.
This, I think, because we are significantly further away
You'd
from the fire.
But surely with the hut
It's
hang it's go
lunchtime, can you
quicker now.
tell?
Nope.
Yeah, it's basically it's kind of concentrating the heat, keeping it in there. But basically, because I'm serving to the public, I'm kind of erring on the
Ah,
side of
yeah,
caution.
you didn't want
If
to.
this were me, I would probably be taking it out now and being, yep, that's delicious, fantastic. But I'm using my very Iron Age accurate temperature probe to make sure that we're getting up to
And what's that?
60 odd
Your
degrees.
finger?
No, I've got like no, I've got one of those thermometer probes.
Ah,
that you
right,
stick in the middle of it
aye.
and
You
check
need
the
always to
temperature.
do
Yeah,
it
exactly.
properly.
Exactly. So I'm making sure that everything's safe. So I'm waiting for it to hit 65 degrees, and then we'll tweak it out and try some. But I've got some that's been poached yesterday in a mixture of Iron Age herbs and honey with a bit of cheese that I've just made. We've also got some roast beef that was roasted over the fire yesterday with barley and broad beans and carrots. And I've also got a couple of Iron Age inspired clouty dumplings as well.
Oh, very nice. What kind of fish did you say it was? Trout?
Trout, yeah, it's come from the loch and all.
Ah, right,
so it's
alright.
really, really local. But yeah, this is kind of what we got going on in the kitchen just now. So if you want to try some food, you're more than welcome. If you don't, I'm not going to get offended.
No, I'll have a wee look. We've no long had something this morning.
Yeah.
We didn't really know what was going to be here, if you know what I mean, if there was going to be this type of stuff or what. So we've came very unprepared.
Yeah, this is basically our and rye wheat, which has been formed into a flatbread, and then this is some cheese that we made on site. So basically, to make this, you bring full fat milk to slightly more than blood temperature on your fire, or your hob. That will work just as well. Then you add vinegar. It can, now if you want to be Iron Age accurate, it does need to be cider vinegar. If you don't, Sarson's will work just as well. That will then separate into the curds and the whey. You then stick that in a cheesecloth,
Yep.
Separate it out, strain it off, add some sea salt. The more salt you add, the saltier cheese you'll get. That's it. That's cheese. That's how you make it. So that's for you guys. Have a wee try. That's exactly what I'm doing in here. So this is some more cheese that is just in the process of being made just now. That's just straining off. So that's just happened. I do it in the fire, here in the fire all the time. And then the next course I shall get for you is what I'm calling our Iron Age roast dinner. So again, I roasted some beef over the fire yesterday, and I'm serving that with some barley, some carrots, and some broad beans. I've cooked up with marjoram, which is a herb that we have at typical in the Iron Age. I think Iron Age cooking is really becoming in a lot later with the Roman invasion. It's kind of food that we have access to, all the stuff that we can grow locally. So we have carrots, we have parsnips, although of course our carrots are white rather than orange, because the orange and the carrots is a very recent development and very heavily politicised. So yes, so I'll pop those on there for you. Now this has all been cooked over the fire. So we think that beef is kind of quite a key food when it comes to your winter celebration. Now please don't rush on my behalf, I'll just pop things down and you can try them whenever you want. We think beef's pretty key to your winter celebration because around about this time of year you've brought your herds into your village, you're keeping an eye on them, and anything you don't think is going to make it through the winter gets popped in the pot, it gets preserved. I might have meat smoking up the top, I might have a smoker over there where I'm smoking my meat, I can be salting meat, I can be pickling meat, which is a bit unusual, but you know, it's definitely something that's possible. I can be drying things out, you know, biltong, things like that, might be getting dried out by the fire. I can be boiling things in pots which will create a fat seal on the top, and then that goes into my souterrain, which is basically a kind of a man-made cave system, or I can be sticking it in the loft. That's a fantastic fridge. The temperature is much more solid in there than it is out here.
Oh, this looks actually nice.
Yeah, I know, that's what we're here. Can we get a heat by the fire? Just move round there. We'll get a wee heat. There's decoration making over there, or...
From the wind, aye. Wish I was the great man longing to the heartland.
They sit you there. Say something.
It's a poem.
Dashing by, and it's night that's full of soul. You light in my head, you in my arms.
Alright,
And that's what I tell them. So you have it.
is that a hat? I think that's a hat. It's a hat, yeah.
The bonds that hold me fast, and the chains all hung around me, fell away at last. And on that fine and fateful day, I will take thee in my hand. I will ride on a train, I will be a fisherman, with light in my head, you in my arms.
Oh, what a day it's been. What a day it's been. That was absolutely excellent. I tell you what, I loved that. I've even signed myself up for a wee bit volunteering.
Highly recommend
So-
a wee bit of whiskey tasting.
I mean, what do you think? Do you think I should come up and do a couple of videos doing some volunteering?
Definitely.
Imagine a wee video making the Crannogs. What do you think? Let me know. Let me know. I'm actually quite interested in that.
That'd be good.
I am actually quite interested in that, mate. That'd be good fun. So anyone want to come up with me? Give us a shout, we'll stay in the van. So Rory, what was your thoughts of the Crannog Centre?
Amazing. Highly recommended.
Did you like your Did you like your warm cider?
Did, yes.
Apple
juice. Warm
apple
cider,
juice. What else did we have? We had some fucking trout. We had some beef. But aye, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. I can say I'll definitely be back, and I have to admit I would actually like to.
Well spent.
Aye, 15 quid definitely well spent. I would actually like to be involved on the Crannog. I think that would be good fun. It's something you're not gonna get many chances to do that type of stuff like, so definitely gonna look into it. Definitely. That'd be, and it'd make some good content, because I'd like to think they'd be up for the content making as well, eh? You think so? But we're gonna go head to a wee car park around the corner, get ourselves a wee coffee on the go. Bye, we're back to the car park we were in this morning, me and Rahuri. But we're gonna get a wee coffee on the go, because you kinda like my coffee. He's buggered his lid, what a wee fandang.
Raging.
That's us in the van now, got our coffee, and we're gonna start heading back down the road. But aye, I'm definitely intrigued. I'm going to be looking into this volunteering malarkey, because if you don't know yourselves, I am a qualified joiner, so
Top joiner at that.
top joiner.
Top joiner.
So doing some of this
Lovely.
stuff, it looks interesting, and if they allow me to film it, it would definitely make for some interesting content. So
Get at them for all your joinery needs.
aye, let's definitely keep this in mind. But what a day it has been, and it's been a pleasure being here with you guys, but I will see you
And the
next time. And Rory will maybe be back another time as well.
I shall be back.
Catch you.